Hi, my name is Shamkiria Land with Women Rise, and today we have a guest here today.
Taranisha McDonald.
Can you tell me one important thing about yourself? Like, what's the most important thing when somebody see Taranisha? What is it about you that you want them to know?
Well, if people know me and people that don't know me, but for the people that know me, they know that I'm a mother first before anything.
Okay, so are you defined by being do you define yourself as a mother, or is it more to you than just being a mother?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I am a mother of all trades. Well, I would say that I am a mother and a woman that, just a superwoman to everything. It's just not just my kids. It's different trades of many things. I will I would portray myself as phenomenal, strong. So it's just not just my kids. My kids are first, but I'm very phenomenal. I'm strong, and I'm strong-willed.
Okay, and how many kids do you have? Since you say a super mom.
Well, because a lot of people that know me, they say, "Oh my gosh, how you do it? How do you do it?" And I have 9 kids. I have 9, a total of 9, 5 girls and 4 boys.
Okay, so my next question is, how do you do it?
Like I tell everybody, I get stopped all the time. People that do know me, they will stop me and they'll give me points. They'll just congratulate me and they'll ask me, "How do you do it?" And I honestly, my response is, "To God be the glory." I don't know how I do it. I say I just do it. Ain't nothing to it but just to do it.
Okay, so and what's the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome in life?
I will say the biggest obstacle that I had to deal with in life, and just having my oldest 2 withdrawn from me. I would say that was my biggest obstacle in life that I ever had to deal with, still dealing with till this day. That's something I still have yet to overcome.
Okay, so what is it about that makes it so hard, like on your day-to-day living? Like, how does it affect your day-to-day process?
Well, as I stated before, early on, that I am a mother first before anything, and my children come before anything. I put my children first. On a day-to-day basis, I fight mentally and about them not being with me in home. That's something I fight daily due to the fact that they're not there with my children on a daily basis. Like, people say it all the time, or they look at me and be like, "Girl, you don't look like what you've been through." Some people know my situation.
Mm-hmm.
My situation was not due to the actions I did or it wasn't my cause. But they say, "You don't look like what you're going through," and I know that's nobody but God. But on a day-to-day basis, how do I deal with it mentally? I just look to the Most High. I pray. I really don't like dealing with it, but I have no choice but to deal with it. But I just pray, and when I pray, after I get done praying, I just write, so I can't write no more. I have a journal where I write, and when I write, it just feel like I just done let it all out. I done vented it all out, and then I just pray, and I just keep my head up mentally. And my kids that are in home with me, I look to them. They're my motivation as well. They keep me on go, and they keep me to let me know there's still hope. There's still a light at the end of that tunnel. My other kids, so my kids are my everything besides anything else.
So what makes you you?
What makes me me?
Yes.
I would say, what makes me me? Me. I'm myself. I'm not like no other. I'm different. I came from a big family. I know I'm different because of how I stand out. I always been the light of the family. Not saying oh I'm just it. I'm not confused about anything. I'm very confident because with me, I'm gonna keep things consistent. I'm gonna keep some type of structure. I'm gonna lead by example with my not even just with my children, with my siblings, with my mom and my dad. You know, they say you so strong, Will. You fight. You fight to the end. Not no bad fight. Just mentally, you strong. They always say you strong minded. How you don't look like what you going through? And I tell them, boy, to God be the glory. I don't know how I don't, but I don't even know sometimes how I do it, how I get up and do it day to day. But I know it for me, as a woman, a strong-minded, strong-willed woman, phenomenal. I just do it, and it's just me. I don't see myself as being like somebody or portraying some other type of character of myself. I'm just me, Taranisha.
Okay, and you say you come from a big family. I come from a big family. It's 5 of us. So how many kids did you grow up with in your household?
My mom had 6. My dad had 7. I grew up with my mom just at home. My mom had 3 girls and 3 boys. I am the second oldest out of all of my siblings.
Okay, and so what's the most important thing you feel that helped you in life that you learned from your mother?
We struggled. We did. We struggled when it came to lights, water, etc., food, and things like that. And my mom always made a way out of no way. She always made a way out of no way, no matter what. And that taught me, even though we did struggle and things like that, but she always made a way. Even though we did lack in some things, but this generation nowadays, my generation, even growing up, I've learned that, I wouldn't even say I learned that, but even I know as a person, some people look at me and say, oh, you so extra, you so, some people, I take it offensive in a bad way, but majority of the time, they be like, that's where I do it. They walk in my house, it look like a secondary Sam's Club. And I did hear my dad once say, because he is a part of our lives now, me and my siblings, he wasn't there when we were younger, but he'll say, you overdo it. And I say, what you mean I overdo it? He say, you just so extra. And I say, well, at the end of the day, I'm just doing to make sure my children don't ever go without. So I just make sure we have what we have and some.
Amen.
So that's how I look at it, and that's just my way of living. If I could do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do something and some, so my children will never have to go without.
So is your kids where you get your motivation from to keep going?
Yes, not no man, not no woman, not no pastor. The Most High and my children are my motivation. They keep me going, and they let me know that there's still hope. They put me in a place, a mind frame, to just keep going on a day-to-day basis. And they say, well, do you want more kids, or don't you think you got enough? My kids are my family. I deal with my mom and my dad. I talk to them. I socialize with them, but they're not in home. So that's a consistent thing, an everyday thing, everyday routine that, they're not a part of. You do calls, texts, and stuff like that, but it's different. On top of just even communicating, it's different. My children who I communicate and deal with daily. And we are the, how can I say it? We are the foundation. Me and my children, that's where it starts, at home. Me and my children are the foundation of us. I wouldn't say, oh, I had my kids for my parents to be grandparents or my siblings to be aunties and uncles. That's not what I had my children for. I had my children because they're mine. They're my family. Besides the fact that, God gave them to me or whatnot, but my children are mine. They're my family.
And okay, and do you know who you are outside of being a mother? Can you separate Taranisha from the mother role?
Of course.
Do you have, do you spend quality time with yourself outside of your kids?
Yes, ma'am. Self-care, self-love. I love myself. I get a lot of compliments, and people tell me, no matter what you do, how you do it, you always look good. And I lie because it's like, baby, self-care, self-love, like that. You gotta care about yourself before you could try to venture out and try to care about somebody else or love somebody else. I love myself first. And I say that with pride because I'm very confident in myself. I ain't conceited nothing like that, but I'm very confident. I just know I'm strong-willed, strong-minded. Outside of being a mother and having my kids and dealing with that on a consistent daily basis, me as a person, I'm gonna make sure I look good, smell good, just how I am with myself. I am with my kids. I'm like that with my kids, and I'm gonna make sure they look exactly how I look.
Amen. That's a word. So, is there anything that you haven't accomplished that you feel like you want to accomplish in life? Like a personal goal, or career, anything like that?
Honestly, I feel like there's nothing in life that I cannot do. I know how to do hair. I know how to do lashes. I want to learn how to do makeup. I'm not in no rush, but right now, I honestly do feel as a woman, as a black woman, my children come first. They're young. I have kids from ages 15 to 7 months, and as a child growing up, I know how it feels to not have your mother there or your father there. My mother always been there, but it was only so much she would do. So even learning from that experience when I was younger, this generation that I grew up in, I like to be there every step of the way with my kids. I know I can't be there for every little thing or try to block them from everything, but I'm gonna do my best. So I'm saying that to say this, that like I said, I can't block them from everything, but everything that's going on or whatever aspires with them, I want to be there. So I say that to say that I want to start my own business. I want to do hair, do lashes and stuff like that, but I'm going to wait. And the reason why I say I'm going to wait to do that is because I don't want to lose no type of time with my children. Whatever they got going on, school, football, cheer, whatever activities, I want to be there because that's time you can't get back. And I honestly feel like I just want to be there because I know how I feel when your parents are not there. You're looking for them. So I just want to be honest, I want to take, that's my time right now, it goes to my kids. I value all that. Whatever going on with my kids, I want to be there. When they get older, I still got time. I ain't have no more, but I still got time. When they get older, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna explore the world and do what I want to do. But as for now, my kids got my full undivided attention.
And that goes back to what I'm saying, separating your life from being a mother, because a lot of times we consume our life with our kids. It's my kids, I gotta do this. But we can't stop our plans, our dreams, our goals because we have kids.
That's true.
We have to continue doing the things that makes us happy, the things that we want to do to be that example for them, because if they don't see us doing it, then those same patterns will start to, and then it'll set you back in life.
That's true.
Because you'll always be waiting for, your kids gonna always need you.
Correct.
They're gonna always need you no matter what, no matter how many times we argue with our parents, how much we go back and forth. We're gonna always need our parents and they're gonna always need us. But we have to be able to separate our lives from their lives. We can't always consume our time with them. We have, even if it's 30 minutes a day, set some time aside to focus on you, your dreams, your goals.
That's true.
So when I say, do you know who you are outside of being a mother, that's what I was saying, because life is tricky, life has its ups and downs, and being a mother is not easy. Being a parent, period, it's not easy, like especially being a mother, because we take on so many roles where we feel like we have to be superwoman.
Sacrifice.
We're cooking, we're cleaning, we're working, we're paying the bills, things like that. So do you really know who you are outside of being a mother?
Yes, I strongly feel that I know who I am, but you made a valid point when you said that. I really should consider that, because at the end of the day, everybody has an aspiration date to not be here or to leave this world, this dimension, wherever we are, and that was a very valid point. I never really looked at it like that, but I do need to try to build some type of foundation, but I'm not saying generation. That's something that can be left behind, because that money stuff come and go, or that company stuff. It could bring stress. It could bring problems to that type of situation. Whenever it does expire, I don't see families go through it all the time. But you're right.
Okay, and how do you process your emotions? Like, how do you allow yourself to feel your emotions and understand your emotions, and how do you deal with them?
Personally, I just deal with them. To be honest, sometimes I listen to music. I love country music because it just really calms my soul. I really like to listen to gospel music too. Listen to gospel music, even really just reading my Bible gets me through and helps me cope with and deal with if I'm dealing with something very dramatic or something. Or even sometimes just crying, because I get from a lot of people that, you're so, I would say, they'll say you're so aggressive, or you so strong. Like when you say something, they'll say, well, why are you talking to me like that? Because I'm just so like straight, blunt, blank, just straight to the point.
I can relate.
Like, I'm not fin to sit here and sugarcoat. I don't have that time. Like, my time is very valuable. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat. If you're going through something, I'm just gonna give it to you blood raw, loud. And you can't see me for advice, excuse me. I'm just gonna give it to you blood raw. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. So it's just like, I'm just gonna tell you how it is. There's no point in trying to beat around the point. Life is what it is. You make it what it is, and you just have to take it like that. I'm not sitting here trying to babysit nobody and try to do nothing like that. I'm not that type of person. So they say, they say aggressive. You're so aggressive when you talk, or when you talk to people, you talk at them. You don't talk to them. I say, because I'm gonna give you the truth. I'm not sitting here and babysit you for what? When it's life, you're not the only one going through what you're going through. There's plenty of people that's in terrible situations than you are. So I really encourage you to be grateful for where you at. It's okay. And one thing I did have to learn in my situation, going back to with my children, I'm not ashamed. I ain't do nothing wrong. I'm definitely not ashamed. It's people that's in worse situations than I am when it comes to that type of situation that's involving my children. And I used to be embarrassed. Because people like, dang, Tarisha, not you. And I'll be like, yeah, boy, I said I'd never, ever go through something like that. But God take you through certain situations for a reason, for you to grow wiser, or for you to go through it, maybe for you to tell somebody else. I'm not ashamed of my situation. To be honest, I'm glad I went through what I went through, because it made me stronger. It made me wiser. It made me look more into things. When I tell you on a lot of different things, not just home-wise, dealing with my children or whatever the case may be, or anything, just mentally dealing with paying bills or talking to your child's teacher or something. It puts you in a position where it has put me in a position to where it made me be more, I would say, it has put me in a position to where it made me sit back and listen more and talk less. Don't always be so jumpy at, well, this happened, why this happened, and then this happened. It made me sit back, listen to her issue. Don't always try to listen to answer. Listen to respond in the correct way. Like I said, people always say, you so aggressive, and you just so to the point that I'm telling you, the person that people do know me before I even had the multiple children that I do have, they're like, you changed. You really done calm down. Like, you really have changed. One of my kids' dad said to me once before, I like this Tarisha. Dang, you done calm down. I like this Tarisha. Like, they're telling their relatives, like, I ain't never seen her like this. So it really toned me down. So I'm saying this, you go through things, boy. God take you through some things for you to bring you down. Sometimes it take it to you, like, hey, let me get your attention, because you need to bring it down a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I can honestly say, boy, I ain't saying I'm glad I went through it, but I went through it for a reason. And I'm glad I understand that. I'm glad I can sit here today and tell you I went through it for a reason. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed to talk about it, because I ain't do no wrong. I'm proud to say and I could talk about it. And to be honest with you, I thought when I go, and talk and speak up about it, I thought I couldn't. But as I'm sitting here, I'm proud of myself, because it's an active situation in my life that I'm still dealing with on a day-to-day basis. I know I'm strong-minded and strong-willed, but when it comes to that situation, I really do break. It does something to me, like it puts something in my throat that I can't fight. I feel like, to be honest, I always been told all my life, you're a fighter. You're a fighter, and you get through things a lot. My other siblings, I always had mom and dad, them to fight them through their situations. Me, they look at it as like, well, you strong. They don't never come and say, well, you all right, Nisha? Do you need any type of help or nothing? No, they always feel like, well, you strong. You gonna get through it. And I don't like that. I don't like it, but I'm gonna fight through it. I'm gonna get through it, because I know I'm strong, and there's a Most High that sits high and looks low on me and my children. So I know I'm gonna be okay. As a mom, outside just not even just being a mom. When my kids do lay down and they sleep and stuff, that's my time. I take that time for me. And it could be till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm praising God, right, and stuff. Just my mind's always on go. I know we got this set and plan. We good, but I'm always looking ahead. My mind's at rest. Not saying my mind's always on go and I'm never at rest, but it's always on go. Looking for more for me and my children. Just looking ahead, and that's what good moms do. Just always, when y'all know y'all okay, and she's still making sure, just in the head. That's how you know you're a good mom.
Okay. And do you feel like you're aggressive? You say people always say you're aggressive. Do you feel like you come off as aggressive?
Yes, sometimes. Yeah, I do.
And do you feel like situations in your life cause you to? Is it like built up pain and emotions? Like
traumatized me? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah. Fight.
And have you or are you currently taking steps to be less aggressive?
Yes, and I want to be that content, calm Taranisha. I mean, I'm still a work in progress. At the end of the day, I want to be like that. I know people, for instance, my dad, he's a pastor, and I always seen him be content, even when people have come at him. And I'm like, Dad, you really gonna sit up here and let people? And he like, it's okay. And I'm like, Dad, no, because boy, Dad, that couldn't be in me, But as I sit back and look at it, as I have to know it, I'm like, dang, why? Because some situations I'll be like, I'll look at him and be like, you really doing this? Like, you just really don't know what's about to come out of this brown bag. Like, you really just don't know. I could give it to you. And some situations, I'll be proud of myself. Like, for instance, going through a drive-thru and they get my quarter on. I'll blow off the hinges. Hey, you know what? Now it's just like, hey, how you doing? Thank you, baby. Or, yes, can I please have this? And can I please have that? It's just like, kill them with kindness. You ain't gotta go out the handles cause I come out this drive-through and show you ain't gotta do all that. You don't wanna take all that. Just little small justice as in taking steps as in, yes ma'am, no ma'am, can I have, yes sir, no sir. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. So I know I can be aggressive. Some situations I need to be aggressive in. As a woman, as a woman, a lot of men, not even just men, people in general will try to take advantage of that. And when you start saying stuff like, for instance, if you're in a situation at your job and something happened and you know it's wrong, and you talk to your boss about it, your boss don't do nothing, well, you go to their boss. It's called a chain of command. And when most jobs, from my experience, when I did that, tried to talk to one boss and my boss didn't do nothing about it, and I went to their boss, Oh, that was like, oh, she ain't playing. She know her stuff. Oh, okay. Well, let's figure out what we need to do to help her. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to, oh, because y'all need to do this and y'all need to fix this. It was talking to the boss. Well, you ain't going to do nothing. Well, I know you got a boss. Let me go to your boss. The chain to come in. And that's just an example of me saying, you don't got to take all that cussing and getting aggressive and stuff. Listen, talk less, listen, nod your head, okay. Don't listen to just respond. Listen, take heed to what they're saying, or and it'll get you way more further.
See, I've been told that I'm aggressive my whole life. I've heard that, and the same thing goes back to a lot of the things that I've been through, and I'm still learning how to soften myself. And the biggest thing that I learned through my process is we're all human. Nobody is perfect. We're all going through things. So, like, for example, like you say, if you're going through a drive-through and they mess up the order, it's just like, okay, people make mistakes. Just move forward. It's life. So that's the biggest thing that I learned. So what's one way that you learn how to control your aggression?
A way that I have learned to control it is just that I just don't have to be so jumpy. Like, as soon as something happens, you know what? Because I ain't got time. I have learned to just be like, just to sit calm, take a few breaths, and just gonna say to myself, this can go one way or the other. What you gonna get out of it by getting all hype and throwing your shoulders and moving it, all that. That's all that body language and stuff. That shows aggression. Sit back, take a couple deep breaths. Ma'am, sir, all I'm asking, and just simply just lay into it, like just lay into. I'm just asking, try to be professional about it. You don't take all that, profanity and all that. I learned to just take a couple breaths. Think about the situation that I'm in and think, oh, this will go left or it'll go right. And be like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay calm. And majority of the time, since I have taken that initiative to try those effects, and the most effect I will use is remain calm. Just remain calm. It has result in me getting what I needed and more. So I'd be like, dang, I just was calm and look at God. Look what happened. It went in my favor. It worked out just how I wanted to work out and more. So it was like, yeah, boy, you need to be more out. It was just like, yeah, you got to take a chill pill, Tanisha. You don't take all that. Just remain humble. Be content. It's okay. This is not a situation where you were younger or even growing up in high school or you got to try to jump at jump at the gate. No. Be calm, be content. And I learned that as I got older. It's okay. Sit, wait. Be patient. Patience. I would say patience. Being calm. Being content.
Okay, and we're getting ready to wrap it up soon due to time. So, if there's one thing that you want people to know about you, what is it? Like, and how do you want to be remembered in this world? So, what's one thing about you that you want people to know? And then the second part of that question is, how do you want to be remembered in this world when it's all said and done?
Well, to be honest, I have heard people say, I ain't trying to leave no time soon, I know that. But I don't even want God to take me until my children are at an age where they can take care of themselves, because I know this world, this ain't nothing to play with, this life. People that do know me, oh, she's a mother first. That girl gonna take care of her kids, that girl gonna see about her children. They know Tanisha gonna make it happen. I want to be remembered as phenomenal, strong-minded, strong-willed. And people that do know me, or even people that may have seen me, like you build a little conversation, with associates at stores, convenience stores, And you let me say, they did see that I have took my last breath or, you know, have left this world, they'd be like, I remember that lady. I want to remember me. And I give all people the same effect. That girl always came in looking nice. Even though we could have had a conversation right then and there. And they'd be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you went through that. They'd be like, girl, you do not look like what you've been through. So I'm saying that to say this. Remember me as the woman, to be honest, she never looked like what she was going through. That's how you know there is a most high. There is a God. Because that lady came in and I ain't never knew that lady went through what she went through. That's how I want to be remembered, you know. And she always took her kids. Her kids gonna be forever straight. They good. That's how I would want to be remembered. And to be honest, I think, how I'm living, how I live my day-to-day life, I'm pretty sure it ain't. Because I'm speaking this into existence, but this is also how I live my life. So, you know how they say, practice what you preach. I live it on a day-to-day basis. So, I'm pretty sure that would be my last legacy of me or whatever. They already know. They know me every day. I see me in the store. I see people daily. Girl, you keep them kids together. And I'm like, you know what? They my kids. I'm supposed to. You know, some people negative on it. They get mad. She got 9 kids. Come here looking like that. Why she looking like? Why I can't do that? I only got 2 and 3 of them. To God be the glory.
Okay, and are there any questions that you want to ask me before we leave?
No, there's nothing I want to ask you or address to you, but I just want to let you know that I don't know your situation or the things you have been through, but I know, even just knowing you as a person, or even speaking to you, talking to you, or even venting to you about the things that I go through, that you're very phenomenal. You're strong. You have a shining light in you as well. Even coming to you, talking to you, makes me feel as a woman like, you know, I'm not the only one going through what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? It gives me clarification that everybody goes through something. Through something. It's just not you, Nisha. You know? Not saying, oh, well, she went through that, yeah, but I went through this, and it was, no. Yeah. It just gives validation that it's okay. It's okay. And no matter what you go through, you can always come up out of it. As a woman, man, or whatever, but you're very phenomenal, strong, and beautiful.
Okay, well, we're gonna wrap it up here. My name is Shamkiria Lane again with Women Rise, and I do appreciate you and thank you for coming to talk today, and we'll catch up soon.
All right.